Okay, so this is going to be kind of a longer video, but it's going to show how to make the part that we had for your warm-up. This is modeling warm-up number 7. I gave you guys an orthographic drawing and you need to make a model of this. I'm going to go kind of slow through this so some of you guys that are having a hard time with modeling can pick this stuff up, and also how to fix any problems that might arise while you're doing this. So we're going to start in Inventor, and I've already started a project file. If you need to see this, you can go to, on your modules, there is a section in there that has Inventor tutorials, and if you click on modules right here, there's Inventor tutorials. There's some on how to start a project in A360 and everything like that. So if you need to review that, go ahead and check that out. So now I'm going to go ahead and start a new part. And if I look at this part, I need to think about how I'm going to make this. So as I'm looking at it, if I start in my front view, I'm going to have a lot of problems. If I start on my side view, I could do that and I could work this way. But I think the best way is to start on our bottom view. So when I go over to Inventor, I'm going to start 2D Sketch. I've seen some people that still are not starting here. Okay, so you need to click this first, and it brings up this axis, or these axes. Okay, these are different planes. This is our bottom plane, this is our front plane, and this is our side plane, just like the views we're talking about in class. So now I want to start in the bottom for this shape. Okay, so I'm going to start by making just this whole rectangle, and if I look down here, it's 2.5 wide and 1.25 deep. Right, so I'm going to go back over here. Now my view cube changed for some reason, so this is my top view. So I'm looking at the top, but it's rotated, so I can rotate it back, and then I know that, you know, my front is directly below it. So I should make, when I make this rectangle, okay, I'm going to draw it, and I'm going to make this the wider side because that's what this is my width. If I rotate this down, I can see that my front view is here. Okay, I don't know why Inventor rotates that, but it's okay. So now I'm going to dimension. Now some of you guys are just dimensioning like this, which is fine if you know what you're doing. Okay, but the dimension tool uses 2 clicks. You can dimension between 2 objects. So I'm going to say from this line, I'm going to click on it, and even though this arrow is here, I can still keep clicking. Okay, so I'm going to click on the other line, and now I have to place my dimension. So I'm going to click down below to place it, and the width of this is 2.5, and I got that from my drawing right here. Okay, so now I click the check mark and it moves it to 2.5. The depth is shown in this view from front to back is 1.25. So I'm going to go from the front to the back is 1.5. Now I can finish my sketch and extrude. Okay, the distance for this, if I look at my drawing, the height of this little box is 1.5. So I'm going to put in 0.5 as my extrude distance, click enter, and now I can start working. Okay, now if this shape is not the correct shape, like later on you find out that this is not the correct shape, you can edit the extrusion by going over to your browser and double clicking on it. Okay, and then you can change the distance. You can also edit your original sketch by right clicking on your shape, going down to edit sketch, and it opens your sketch back up. And we'll go back and review this some more. And actually I put this in wrong. It's 1.25. So I put that in and click finish sketch. Okay, now it changes for me. Okay, the next part I'm going to do is a little square cut out in the middle. Okay, I have all these dimensions. I've got 1, 1.5, 0.38, and 0.88. So I'm going to use these to dimension my square. So I'm going to start a sketch on the top plane like that. I'm just going to take my rectangle and draw a rectangle. I don't care what it looks like. I'm just drawing it on there. So now I'm going to take my dimension tool, and from the front to the start of the square, it's 0.38. Put my dimension in, type enter, or press enter. From the front to the edge, it is 0.88. Okay, I accidentally clicked, but I can go right back in. From the side to the edge, it's 1. From the side to the other edge, it's 1.5. I can finish my sketch now, and then I need to cut this out, so I'm going to choose extrude. And it's saying down here, select profile. So I'm going to select the profile, choose cut, that'll cut my hole through, and I can choose OK. Now I've got my hole cut through it. To rotate this, I'm holding the shift key, clicking the mouse wheel, and I can rotate this. To zoom in and out, I roll the mouse wheel. Okay, now I need to make these ramps on the side. Okay, and I'm going to look at my side view. This is 1 inch tall. I can tell that by taking 0.5 and subtracting 1.5. Also, the radius is 1 inch, which means that at the top of this, if I went from the bottom to my center point, which is also the top, that's 1 inch. This is 1 inch, this is 0.25, and then my radius my arc has a radius of 1. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to start a sketch on this side. I'm going to project the geometry at the top of my shape. That draws my shape into the line, or onto my sketch. Now I take my line tool, I'm going to make a vertical line, and I'm going to make a horizontal line. I don't care how long they are right now. Now I'm going to dimension. So this line is 1 inch, and I can say from this point to that point is 0.25. It's just a different way of dimensioning. Now I take my arc tool, and I click from here to here. I make my arc, and then I can dimension this with the dimensioning tool, and I choose 1. Now I finish my sketch, extrude, it automatically goes the wrong way. I can switch my direction here. 1 inch, it's 0.5. I know that from my sketch. Choose OK. Now instead of redrawing this, I'm going to use my project geometry tool. I'm going to start a sketch here. Okay, and then I choose project geometry, and I'm going to select this face, and it draws it in my plane. So now I can choose finish sketch, extrude, switch my direction again, and click OK. If I go back to my front view, it's here. Now let's say that somehow this becomes my front view. Okay, and this would be my home view. I can change this. I'm going to rotate my shape till I can see the actual front view that I want. Then I click the look at button, click on the front view. That rotates it so my front view is facing me. I'm going to right click on my view to cube, set current view as front, choose my top corner, right click on it, set current view as home, fixed distance. Now this is all set up and it's ready to go. I'm going to save this. You can save it as warm up 7, whatever you want. Okay, click save. I'm going to say no because I already have it, but you guys can save that. Now let's say I did something and my browser went away. Okay, you cannot use Inventor without the browser. So click view, user interface, go to model. I guess they started calling it model now, but it's model or browser. Choose model and it pops back up. Okay, I can go back any of these that I want to edit the sketch. I can right click on it, edit my sketch. If I change it, when I click finish sketch, it'll change. If I want to edit my extrusion, I can double click on it and change my extrusion. Okay. Now once this is done, it's time to make the drawing. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, New, and make a drawing. Okay, for this shape, we wanted to change the size of the sheet. So I'm going to right click on sheet 1, go to Edit Sheet, and choose A. That's 8.5 by 11. Click OK. This title block is too big, so we want to get rid of this. I'm going to go up here to ANSI Large, right click on it, delete it, and it goes away. Alright, now I need to go up here to Base. When I choose Base, mine's already selected because I have the part open, But if you guys need to choose your part, click on the folder with the magnifying glass, and you can go find your part here, click open, and it'll pop up here. Now you want your start with your front view, so you can check, click your home, the top corner, your home view, make sure it's in top front right. If it is, go back to your front view. Move this down to the bottom so it's close, but leave some room. Inventor will try and project your views for you, so go ahead, click and put your top view up there. Put your side view over here, and all I'm doing is clicking to place these. Click again, and then you can click OK. And I guess I have to save this. Now it's all in here. Okay, now let's say you accidentally just put your front view in. Use projected here. Click projected, click on your view. You can put your front view in, side view, isometric, right click, create. Okay, now we talked about in class that, and you should have this written down in a little chart that says isometrics are shaded and they will never have dimensions and they never have hidden lines. We do need to shade this. So you go to your shape, double click on it, choose shaded, and click OK. Now it's shaded. If I don't have hidden lines on here, I can double click on my front view, and this is how we remove hidden lines or add hidden lines. So you want to make sure you have hidden lines in orthographics. Orthographics will always have hidden lines. They'll never have shading. Okay, so this looks the way we need it to. Now we can start dimensioning. So I'm going to refer to your dimensioning guidelines, which you guys should have taken down in class. They're in modules. They're under Unit 3 notes. The first thing that we always do is dimension our overall dimensions. So I'm going to find my dimensioning tool. It's over here and annotate. So we're going to have to kind of go quick. So I've got my dimension tool here. We've got 3 minutes to finish this. I'm going to go and do my overall dimensions first. I'm going to do my width dimension there, my height dimension there, and my depth dimension here. Okay, I always do my overall dimensions first. Then I'm going to start in and do the rest of my width dimensions. I like to count, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means I need to show 5 dimensions because there's 5 things here. I take 1 away because of my overall width. So now I can dimension, and I can say here's 1. 2 is to the side of this hole, but I can't do that because it's a hidden line. So I need to show 2 up here. 3 is here. Okay, and then 4, I'm going to go back over here and show that there. So now if I look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that need dimensions. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, 5 dimensions that I've shown. Okay, now if I switch to my height, okay, I start at my baseline and I go 1, 2. I've got 2 dimensions. I'm going to show it on this view, okay, as opposed to this view, because this is the feature of the object. Okay, while I'm down here, I'm going to show my radius. I'll let you guys do your depth. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4 dimensions, minus 1 for your overall. And then you're going to do your radius. So you guys will have to do that on your own. Your radius will be here. Okay, don't do this. You got to get it so it looks like this. Click OK. If you don't want lines crossing, you can move this like this. Okay, and your depth dimensions are going to look like this. Okay, and then I will show this one up here because that's the contour of the feature. That's rule number 3. This is your fully dimensioned shape. Not sure why those came out to 0.388, or these should be 0.38 and 0.88. I think it was just because of how fast I modeled this. I think I flipped it around in the view cube trying to show some things. So hopefully this video helps. If you guys are still behind, you really need to start practicing this stuff. You guys should be doing this by now. I wish you luck.